Hello, my name is Clayton, and welcome to another episode of the Watch Dog podcast. I'm a professional dog runner and watch enthusiast talking to his pals about dogs and watches. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for listening. You know I appreciate it. Yes, hope everybody's doing great. And if you live in the United States, I certainly hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday with your loved ones. I went to Detroit for about 5 days last week for Thanksgiving. I have an aunt and cousins who live in the Detroit metro area, an uncle who lives about a couple hours north of Detroit. He came down, but my favorite part of the whole trip was that my mom, sister, and nephews made the snowy pilgrimage from the Upper Peninsula to Detroit. Michigan is a big state. Took them about 10 hours. We were not sure if they're going to make it. The day before they left, my nephew had surgery. He mangled his finger on a wood chipper. Yes, only in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan would a 14-year-old mangle his finger on a wood chipper. But he had like his third or fourth surgery on that poor finger. But that coupled with a blizzard, that doesn't stop the hardy people of the Upper Peninsula. They made the drive. The weather cleared up the further out of the hellscape of the snowy Upper Peninsula they got. But it was so great to see everybody. We had about 15 people for Thanksgiving, and it was just amazing. Unfortunately, we watched the Lions lose to our arch nemesis Green Bay Packers. So frustrating. What a disappointing game. But we got over it, and we had great food, and played games, just laughed. When I get together with my older uncle, we just crack each other up. We get each other going, especially after a few Bell's Two Hearted Ales. So all in all, it was a great trip. Black Friday, we did go out and do some shopping. Me and my cousin and my oldest nephew. I did go to a watch store. I really wanted to see, first and foremost, the new Planet Ocean. The new Omega Planet Ocean models. Like I said, I'm not convinced. The price is just too high. And I know Pete McConville and Mike from This Watch, That Watch have said, I think this is aimed at the more casual customer, not the watch enthusiast. But it's such a high price point to get into that I just don't know if these are going to resonate with non-enthusiasts. Maybe they will. But if you ask me, I think they kind of raped the Planet Ocean of its personality, and now it's just insert luxury watch here. I don't care for it all that much, and it's too polished and a little too generic. Even though the case is somewhat interesting, the overall package, I think, is just kind of shiny, luxury, generic watch stuff. But I was hoping to see one. Alas, they did not have one. I name dropped some friends that I know that shop there in the Metro Detroit area, and then I got treated like a king. I did see the new Tudor Ranger, the Dune color, the 39 millimeter version. I mean, it wears great. It's a nice dial color. I prefer that one to the black too. I think that color, the Dune sort of beige, suits a field watch really well. And just a great watch if you're in the market for that type of thing. I walked out of there not buying anything. Breitling did release a couple more NFL models earlier this year, so I got to check those out as well. The Lions version of the Endurance Pro. And also, side note, I live in New England. It's Patriots everything. And the fans are getting obnoxious again now that the Patriots are pretty good again. It went away for about 5 years when they were one of the worst teams in the league, but unfortunately they're good again, and the obnoxious fans have come out of the woodwork. Where have you been all these years? Go back there, please. Okay, I digress. Anyway, it was nice to be in Detroit and just see Lions stuff everywhere. So I walked away from that trip with Lions merchandise, hats, hoodies, Meijer, which is kind of a one-stop shop type of store. You can buy your groceries there, your clothes there, kind of everything you need. They had a great sale on Lions gear. It was almost buy one, get one. So I bought a Lions hoodie, got one free, got 30% off a Lions winter hat. So yes, it was great to be in the land of the Lions, even though they lost. But yep, just a wonderful, wonderful trip, and was neat to check out the Tudor Ranger. Again, not a watch that really fits into what I want to wear or want in my collection. But if you are in the market for a 39 millimeter or 36 millimeter now field watch, you really can't beat the Tudor Ranger. Okay, so we are about a week past Black Friday at this point, which means we really need to get in gear when it comes to Christmas and holiday shopping, right? Don't be last minute this year. Get those packages in the mail and under trees. Hey, what a novel idea. Like a week before Christmas. You can do it. I can do it. I know I can. I'm in pretty good shape. I'm being pretty proactive compared to other years with my shopping. One thing I definitely need to do is get my holiday cards for all of my clients going here. I need to get to work on that. What I like to do is I have like 60 dogs that I take at this point, not all at the same time, but total. I think it's about 60. So what I like to do is take my favorite picture of each dog throughout the entire year and then make a personalized individual card for each client and then give that to them as their holiday gift. Yeah, that takes a lot of work. I'm thinking now like, oh man, I forget every single year how long that takes me to do until I sit down to do it. And then, of course, I'm terrible with technology. I usually have it done at like CVS or something. And almost every single year, I accidentally erase everything I've done and have to start from scratch. So yeah, I really need to get to work on that. Need to take my own advice here. But yeah, so I thought it might be kind of fun to do a gift guide. Now, other watch podcasts and YouTubers have already done the watch gift guide. Jody from Just One More Watch released a video yesterday as I'm recording this, a holiday gift guide. So I'm going to go in a different direction, a gift guide for the dog lover in your life. Now, all of us, most of us, either have dogs, have dog lovers in our immediate family or extended family or friends. And if you're thinking of a neat idea to give that dog lover in your life, I'm here to the rescue with some suggestions. So here we go. Now, I don't know about where you live, but here in Rhode Island, it gets pitch black at about 4:45 every night since daylight savings ends, right? It's a really depressing time of year. Sunset is like 4:30. Ugh. By the time I get home from work, decompress a little bit, and then get my dogs out, it's pitch black, even if it's like 5:15. And I know a lot of you are in the same boat. I take my dogs hiking every single night. We go to the woods, even when it's dark out. High visibility gear is key. And in our neighborhood as well, even if you don't go into the woods, we don't have sidewalks in our neighborhood. I have to walk up to the park I take the dogs in the woods for hiking. And our neighborhood is a cut through to another highway and a casino. So people who don't live in the neighborhood routinely fly through our neighborhood, fly through the streets, disregarding that there might be people walking their dogs, kids playing, stop signs even. It's terrible. Just going out to check my mail every night is taking my life in my own hands. It's dangerous. Oh, it's awful. So high visibility gear, whether you're just walking your dog in the neighborhood or you're going into the woods at night like I am, and I highly recommend nighttime hiking, by the way. Just be careful. Don't do anything irresponsible. Tell people where you're going. Maybe carry some mace just in case there are coyotes out there. There are other animals out there, creepers out there. So I usually carry a pocket knife when I do that, just in case. But most of the time, I just see really nice people, nighttime hikers, nighttime mountain bikers. But anyway, I digress here. But yeah, the first item I wanted to talk about is a company called Knox Gear. And again, no affiliation. These are all products I've bought with my own money. Like I said, visibility is key when you are walking through neighborhoods at night. Not only so cars see you, but maybe also so other dog owners and walkers see you. If they have a reactive dog or you have a reactive dog and you can see somebody coming in the evening when it's dark, maybe you can go the other way so you avoid reactive dog showdown, so to speak. So I love this company, Knox Gear, and I have a few of their items I'm going to talk about. The first is the Knox Gear Lighthound Revolutionary Illuminated and Reflective Harness for Dogs. It's essentially a light-up harness. You have to charge it. I usually get like 2 to 3 hour-and-a-half hikes out of my Lighthound harness before I have to charge it again. Just to be safe, you might want to charge it after every use. It's easy enough to do that. But yeah, this thing is incredible. It has a light up section on top and then strands of light. So really from any angle that somebody's going to come across you and your dog is extremely visible and they just look really cool. I've had people when they're flying through my neighborhood literally stop, roll down the window and say, "Where did you get that harness? I love that harness." They're on Amazon right now for about $60. I could buy one right now and it would be here between 2 and 6 p.m. today, which is just incredible. But yeah, they look awesome, like I said. And they're also made of reflective gear. So even if you don't have the light on, say you run out of battery, if headlights hit it just a certain way, it's still reflective. So you can be seen that way too. But oh yeah, it's a must have. And I know you can get light up leashes and collars as well. I'm not going to highlight those here. I think if you search this item out on Amazon, the algorithm will take care of you and lead you in the direction of light up leashes and collars as well. But yeah, the Knox Gear Lighthound harness, I have 2 of them, one for each of my dogs. We use them every single night this time of year when it gets dark early, and they are great. Now, not only should your dog be visible, you should be visible as well. And something I recently bought that I am loving for my nighttime excursions, the Knox Gear, we're going back to that company, the Knox Gear Tracer 2 multicolor light up and reflective running vest. Again, it's rechargeable. It's not cumbersome to wear. It's very lightweight, and I'll post links to all these in the show notes. It's basically something you wear, you turn it on, it lights up. People can see you from a mile away. There's a light up contraption on the back. Like my back is to traffic a lot, so if they're coming from the front or the back, they can see me. The light up strands are all over the vest. I wear it over my winter coat or over a vest I wear. And it's lightweight. It's easy. You forget you're wearing it. It doesn't weigh anything. And also I bought the headlamp attachment. It attaches onto the front strap. It's really nice. It's very well designed, nicely engineered. Again, and that you have a headlamp, chest lamp. You have a built-in chest lamp with this Tracer 2 vest. You don't have to buy that. That comes separately. But just the vest itself, I believe, is $89. And then the headlamp might be an additional like $30. I'll put links to this in the show notes. That's about $90. And again, I could order it and it would be here between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. today. So I don't know if you live near an Amazon distribution center or not, but yeah, Knox Gear is a great company. Even if you're running, it's actually called a running vest, but I use it for my dog walks. I really don't run at night. I'm more hanging out with them when it's dark out. But yeah, again, I've gotten so many compliments on it. I've had people stop. I've only had it for a couple months. I've had people stop and say, "What is that? Where did you get that?" Yeah. And just remember, if you are going out after hours, bring your phone so people know where you are. If you get hurt, just safety, maybe some sort of protection device. Last night we saw a fox. It didn't bother us. It looked like it had something in its mouth. It was just going to eat its dinner. But you never know. My beagles went crazy. They're antagonizing a fox. So you just have to be careful. You never know what you're going to see out there. But yeah, Knox Gear, I highly recommend these products. My next idea would be a gift certificate for a service like mine that somebody may not be willing to pay for. I know a lot of people who maybe can't be super active because of health issues. They love dogs and they should have every right to own an active dog. Why not? But if you know somebody whose dog maybe doesn't get quite enough exercise, who is giving them behavioral issues, give them a gift certificate to a company like mine who does dog excursions, who solely exists to tire out super active dogs. I started my business because my dog was a 2-year-old black lab with boundless energy. I began running with her and I thought, wow, this is really cool. Not only does it tire her out, but we get to hang out together. We get to bond. But not everybody can run with their dog. So yeah, look up companies that are, well-reviewed, Yelp reviews, Google reviews, and maybe they have a gift certificate option. I know family members of clients have reached out to me in the past at the holidays and said, you know what, I'd like to get my sister or my mom a gift certificate to your company for their dog that you already take. And I say, absolutely. Just let me know how much you want to spend and I'll let you know how many sessions that gets. And yeah, they're set. That's a great holiday gift. So there's another cool company called Sniff Spot, and I believe this is national or getting national anyway. It's where people just sign up their yards, just everyday people like I could do it. I have a big fenced in backyard, and I could go on Sniff Spot and I could make it available for people to bring their dogs over to play in my yard. There's a whole bunch of rules, but again, if somebody isn't able to be as active as their dog needs, maybe for health issues, get them. And I know they don't offer gift certificates, but you could offer to pay like, hey, I'll give you $100 towards Sniff Spot. You can contact somebody that's close to you and go and bring your dog to their yard for an hour. And that's something that's national, that no matter where you live, if you live in Providence or you live in St. Louis or you live in Arizona, you can use Sniff Spot. And another great gift idea. Not all dogs get a ton out of leash walks. You can run some dogs for a half an hour or an hour on leash or walk them, and it does not put a dent in their energy. Well, you let them run around a big backyard for an hour, throw them the ball, throw them a stick, whatever it might be. That puts a real dent in their energy, and they're just happier and well-behaved because of it. So yes, ideas like that. And then I would say gift cards or gift certificates to training as well. Training can be expensive. Not everybody can afford it. A lot of people get puppies around the holidays, right? I don't necessarily agree. I'm not going to recommend getting a puppy as a gift because they take work. And, a little kid says, I want a puppy. And then, a month later, the novelty's worn off and they don't want to do the dirty work. Walking it, picking up its poop, training it so it doesn't destroy your furniture. So yeah, puppy school, puppy training, just general dog training. I like to use positive and negative reinforcement training as opposed to shock collars and that kind of thing. Personal preference. I'm not going to lecture anymore on it. That's just what I prefer. So that's what I would look for. Positive and negative reinforcement training centers near you, puppy training, puppy school, like a daycare as well. Not everybody can afford to pay for these services, but if you see somebody who could benefit from it, it might be a great gift idea. And then if they like it and they see the value in it, they may find a way to make it work for the rest of the year. You don't have to pay for a full year. You could pay for like a couple weeks of doggy daycare for somebody who might need a break from their crazy 70-pound golden retriever, right? An older person loves their dog, but knows it needs more exercise. That's just another great idea. Like I said, people have given the gift of my business to people, and it's really been great. So I highly recommend that. And then some less expensive ideas, no-pull harnesses or anti-pull harnesses. If you or someone you know has a dog that pulls really hard and prevents walks from being enjoyable, there are an assortment of anti-pull harnesses that make walking much easier. You can also use a gentle leader. It takes a while for a dog to get used to it, but if you walk a dog that pulls on a gentle leader and you do it properly, you introduce it properly, and the dog tolerates it, it makes dog walking so much more enjoyable. So yeah, I'll put links to those in the show notes as well. Maze bowls. Some dogs, as you know, dogs just inhale their food sometimes, right? So if you get a bowl that's shaped like a maze and you fill it that way, it takes the dog a little longer to eat. They don't inhale it, and it makes it kind of a fun game. So you can do something like that. If you just have a regular bowl, we have a beagle who just will inhale anything you put in front of her. And yeah, takes 2 seconds and they eat too fast. And that can cause, as we know with humans, that can cause issues. So getting a maze bowl, something like that. Brain games for dogs. You can hide treats in like a mat also. If your dog has separation anxiety, gets upset when you leave them alone for a few hours and destroys the place, get them brain games, a treat mat. They have these big giant mats you can put down and hide treats in them. Gives your dog something to do, something constructive to do so that they don't find something destructive to do. I don't know if I made that up, but I've used that on my website in my marketing tools for a long time. Something constructive to do so they don't find something destructive to do. And that's just it. And I think, the algorithm will set you up with more ideas, but I thought this would be a nice starter gift guide idea for the dog lover in your life. And obviously customized leashes are a great thing. Customized collars. If your family member or friend is into a band, I'm sure you can go on their website and buy a Metallica dog collar. My friend Mario is into AEW wrestling, All Elite Wrestling. Years ago, I got him for his 40th birthday. It was really a gift for his dog. I got him an All Elite Wrestling leash and collar. So yeah, stuff like that. Anything that your friend or loved one might be into, you can personalize it for your dog. Detroit Lions. I have a Detroit Lions leash. Somebody got me. One of my clients got me. They know I'm a Lions fan. So anything like that is a lot of fun. But yeah, just thought I would plant the seed here. If you're struggling for some gift ideas and the person you're thinking of is a dog lover, you might want to go down this road. All right, we are going to do a watch section. You had to see right through that. Of course I was going to. First of all, though, let's explore a few other gift items before we get to watches. Like I said earlier, oftentimes the best gifts are items the recipient would never, ever buy for themselves or is very unlikely to buy for themselves, right? Case in point, I work outside with dogs. For the summer months, it's very comfortable. Don't have to wear a whole lot of clothing. But in the winter months, you really have to bundle up. I take my dogs to a big farm for the off-leash excursions. It's wide open. When that winter wind hits, it's cold. Oftentimes, when I am shopping for winter weather gear, I bargain shop, right? I can't afford to have every single item of clothing be brand name. So I'll go to TJ Maxx, look for deals, maybe look for things on Amazon. But my clients have gotten me Lululemon gear. I have a whole closet full of Lululemon winter weather stuff now that I've been gifted. I haven't paid for any of it. Or I've been gifted gift cards to Lululemon. I have Carhartt stuff I was gifted last year. This amazingly warm Carhartt hoodie that I probably would not buy on my own. I'm looking more at the $15 hoodies, right? This thing's incredible, though. So yeah, gifting things that the people in your life would not necessarily buy for themselves. And I think a lot of times that can be well-made, expensive clothing or gift cards to those companies. Do you have a runner in your life? Somebody who runs outside all seasons of the year. I'm going to come up with a couple companies here, but you get the drift. And this is something I actually asked for the holidays this year. Running gear from Heartbreak Hill Running Company. Heartbreak Hill obviously refers to, well, maybe not obviously. To me, it's obvious, but they're a Boston company because Heartbreak Hill is a heartbreaker during the Boston Marathon course, right? I think most of us have heard of Heartbreak Hill. It's called that for a reason. I love their running shorts. One of my running buddies, Johan, loves this company. He has running tights, kind of like you wear for cycling, but he runs in them. He's a more brave man than I. I would not necessarily run in running tights, although they look amazing. I love their shorts, okay? And that's what I asked for. They actually have like an inner tight and then the shorts go over them. That's what I prefer. They have a slot for your phone. Now, they're not inexpensive. The shorts I asked for are $95, but they have footwear. They have outerwear, jackets, running pants, all that kind of thing. Just a great company, local here to New England. I know not everybody listening lives in New England, obviously, but they're just a great small company that it feels good to support. They're incredibly made. Like I said, my friend Johan loves them. He's going to buy more from them, and they're a brand I hopefully will get for Christmas. But, I might splurge for something from them on my own if I don't. But I have a feeling I'm getting something. Another running clothes company that I love and actually do own something, I splurged on this. Tracksmith. My friend Johan, again, has a hoodie made from Tracksmith. And, they're very centered around marathons and the major marathons in the world. You can actually get a hoodie and then have the logo from each. I think there's 7, right? I'm not going to go through them all. Boston, Chicago, New York, Berlin, Tokyo, et cetera, et cetera. You can get those patches put on the hoodie. And he did that. It's awesome. So I was going through their stuff and I came across a cashmere running sweater. Ridiculous, right? This is not inexpensive. $250 for a cashmere sweater. I would never run in the thing. I did order it. I ordered it. I'm going to get some holiday money. And I figured, you know what? Why not splurge on myself? I'm not going to wear this running. I'm actually going to wear it to holiday functions. I wore it for Thanksgiving and I actually got compliments on it. Most of my family was not dressed up at our Thanksgiving dinner, but I put some nice pants on and the cashmere sweater. It's just like warm and cozy. We ran a turkey trot as well on Thanksgiving, and it was cold. So it felt good to have the cashmere sweater on. Apparently, you can run in the cashmere sweater. But if you know somebody who's training for a marathon or just getting into running, sometimes getting them an item of clothing, like a new gadget even, a Garmin running watch, something like that, anything can get us excited. You have to sometimes, especially in the winter when we have to go outside and run, we have to trick ourselves. New headphones. Oh, you know what? The way I'm going to use these new headphones is go out for a run. Even though it's 20 degrees outside and I don't feel like doing it, I'm excited to wear these new headphones. So anything like that. But Tracksmith makes incredible gear. It can make you feel special. And maybe it's something you wear on race day. Again, Lululemon running shorts. I go to yoga. I do hot yoga. I notice a lot of people, men and women, are wearing Lululemon stuff. Is every single yoga outfit Lululemon? I don't know. Maybe for some people it is. For me, it's certainly not. But I do wear my Lululemon shorts there because they have a lot of room where I can do the stretches. And I like that. But yeah, not everybody can afford to have every single exercise outfit be Lululemon. So maybe you wear the good stuff when you go to yoga or when you do a race, right? So I think a lot of people who are active would appreciate something like that. And I'll put links to everything in the show notes, like I said. But Tracksmith, maybe somebody's looking for they don't love to dress up, but this cashmere sweater could be worn. And it feels great. I washed it and it turned out great. You just have to follow the special instructions. I think dry cleaning is actually recommended. I washed it on cold by itself, air dried it, and yeah, it came out great. So sometimes you have to be careful with these special materials. But no, items like this, again, it doesn't have to be clothes, anything. If you're picturing like your dad who may not, or your mom who may not splurge on something for themselves, but they're really into coffee, get them something special. Get them a special grinder that they would never, ever in a million years buy for themselves. I don't have to list specific items. You know your loved ones and your friends and what they're into. And if there's something high end in the realm that they're into, get it for them or put money towards it. Maybe you and your family can all sort of chip in and get your mom something special. Get your dad something special. Get your wife something special. That's what the gift giving season is all about in my mind. And you know what? Gift cards, sometimes people think they're impersonal, but I really like them. I talked about the people who buy me Lululemon stuff. I haven't had the heart to tell them that they get me the wrong size every year. I'm a medium in almost everything, sometimes a small. And they get me large, and I swim in everything they get me. But I go, they actually do give me the receipt just in case I want to return stuff. And I do typically. I exchange it for a medium. Always the same item because I feel like, I'm not going to exchange it for something completely different. That may not be so nice and accepting of me. But yeah, I got a flannel shirt from them last year that I love. But it was a large and it was big. So I went in, traded the exact same color, got a medium. And I love it. Wear it all the time. Wore it on my trip. So, yeah, when we're thinking of gift giving, that's what always stands out to me. Like, I like to give my mom watches at the holidays because I know she would never spend more than $15 on a watch. I'm still thinking of buying her that Brew analog digital espresso timer. I haven't yet, and I know I need to do that soon, probably. But I know she would never buy that for herself, but she loves watches. But it's just not a high priority for her to spend money on them. So maybe I'll do that. But yeah, again, I'm repeating myself here, but I think that's the essence of gift giving. One small watch item here, and I actually have gifted a few of these now, or I at least bought them to be given as gifts for Christmas and the holidays this year. There's a brand called Far and Swit. And I did not talk about them way back in October when I did my fall leave micro brand USA road trip tour thing. It had a better title than that. But the brand Far and Swit, they're in Illinois. And they've made some fun digital watches that I have bought for like 5 people who aren't really into watches even. But the packaging is so dang cool. The first one, and I bought 4 of these, and I'm actually going to keep one for myself because I am a horror movie fanatic. I have 3 friends who are just as horror movie obsessed as I am, and I have bought this for them. It's the Far and Swit Retro Digital VHS Kill Count. Now, this watch just looks like a digital A168 from Casio. Probably a little worse made. The bracelet edges are super sharp. You know, these watches are infinitely adjustable with that little slider. You can just move it so it gets a good fit. That was really stiff and hard to use. I actually thought it was broken. It was so stiff to use. Finally figured it out. But the watch, and even though it's themed as a horror movie, you know, like an old VHS tape, I think it even says, "Be kind, please rewind" on it. The star of the show is the box and the packaging. It's just incredible. It looks like an old horror movie VHS tape that you might rent from your video store in the 80s and 90s, right? Some of my best memories are going to my local video rental store, Tape Deck, and seeing all these VHS tapes of horror movies that I would love to watch one day. And now when I go through Tubi and stream horror movies, I see some of those covers and think back like, oh, I remember that. I remember seeing those in Tape Deck. So if you know somebody who's into horror movies, who's into nostalgia, I think this is a great gift. I bought it for, like I said, 3 people who are into 80s horror movies, into nostalgia. So yeah, it looks like an old VHS tape. It has a cover and everything. You take the cover off the box, and it's all centered around a fake horror movie called Kill Count that was released in 1985. And it even has a description of the fake movie, and it has all the great like retro stickers on a box like that. It comes in cellophane wrapper. I'll of course put a link to the show notes. And then you actually take the cover off, and the actual watch box looks like an old VHS tape. And then you open it, and there's the watch. It's so cool. And I know my friends that I bought this for probably won't wear the watch all that much. They may, because there's like some blood splatter on it, and it says, "Be kind, please rewind," all that stuff. Looks like a VHS tape. And it's a very retro digital watch. But the packaging, it's so cool. It's like something you can just have on your desk or put up on a bookshelf or something, and people will ask about it. So yes, I bought this for 3 or 4 people. I'm keeping one myself, and it's $70. And they're still in stock. I don't know if it's a limited edition. I guess it's like a special edition. I don't know how many of these they made. They're not numbered or anything. But if you know somebody who's into horror movies, it's so cool. And then I have a friend who is into music, retro music. She is way into vinyl. They don't have a vinyl watch, Far and Swit, but they have something that I think she'll appreciate because she's into all this old technology when it comes to music. And that's the Retro Digital Mixtape watch. Again, comes in a packaging that looks like an old mixtape. Mixtapes were very important to me in high school, and later on CDs. You could burn music and put a bunch of music on a CD. But I remember my friend Rael gave me a mixtape in the mid-90s, and it introduced me to Rush and other bands. He and his brothers were musicians. He was the youngest of like 4 or 5, and they were all way into the music I was into, like 80s, 70s, 80s rock. And he made me a mixtape of Rush's best hits. He put some Queen on there. I was already into Queen, but there was some stuff I hadn't even heard. And yeah, so always have a fondness for the mixtape. And this watch celebrates that era. So I think my friend who's into vinyl will appreciate the mixtape. I got her wife one of the horror movie watches, so I need to get her something. But my one fear is I got this in the mail, and the watch is huge. Like the Kill Count watch looks like an A168. It's well sized, I think. A little small for me even. This thing, it's huge. She's a small lady, so it's going to be interesting to see if it'll fit. But again, the packaging is worth it, and I think she'll obviously love it, and she'll probably wear it. She was actually interested in she's a big Back to the Future fan, and Casio made that calculator watch branded with Back to the Future logo for the 40th anniversary of that movie recently, right? Yeah, I missed the boat on getting one of those. I would have bought one for myself, but now they're on eBay. Scalpers bought them up, and they're like $350. I love my friend, but I'm not spending that much on a watch for her. So she's going to have to settle for the Far and Swit Mixtape Volume 2 watch. But yeah, if there is a watch like that, that's affordable, that, you know, reminds you of somebody that you love, go for it. we try and force watches on our loved ones. I do that all the time. I know you do. I know you do. I want my kid to wear a mechanical watch. Some people just are not into mechanical watches. My wife, we bought the Tudor together. She has a few mechanical and automatic watches. She still does not love them. I think her first love is quartz. She actually just bought a Timex. It looks sort of like the digital Tissot PRX a little bit. But she was watching Stranger Things and she saw some retro digital watches and she loves Timex. And it made her buy that watch. Yeah, it looks cool. The bracelet's actually surprisingly nice on it. I actually wore it for a little while the other day. Really cool watch. I like it. So yeah, if a watch, an inexpensive watch, reminds you of somebody, pick it up for them. They may not wear it, but it's the thought that counts, of course. Okay, well, I think this is enough. Hopefully, if you didn't resonate with the individual items I mentioned today, it just got you thinking a little bit about the people in your life and what they may not buy for themselves. Because like I've said a bunch here today, I think that makes the best gift. All right, well, let me know what you pick up. Always looking for gift ideas myself for people. So if I miss something, shoot me a message on Instagram. This gets released as a YouTube video, so please make a comment on there. You can text message the podcast. That's all in the show notes. I have a special guest coming up this week. Keith will be joining me. We'll take a look at our favorite watches from 2025. We're going to rank them, so that should be fun. Until then, though, I hope you are all doing well. Have a great rest of your day whenever you're listening. And remember, sometimes you're the dog, sometimes you're the hydrant, but hey, at least you're outside. We'll catch you on the next episode of the Watch Dog Podcast. See you later.